And now, the general weather around Alaska.
Welcome to Alaska Weather. I'm meteorologist Peter Chan coming to you from the National Weather Service Alaska region on this Sunday, April 28th, 2024. And if you'd like additional weather information on top of what I provide in this particular YouTube video, you can go to weather.gov. That is the National Weather Service's online presence. It'll bring you to a map of the continental U.S. with Hawaii, Alaska to the lower left, and tabs for the various territories. And you point and click anywhere on this map, it'll give you a very specific forecast, including any relevant watches, warnings, or advisories. And a quick check of the map on this Sunday afternoon. Most notably, we have the third day in a row of severe weather. There are 2 tornado watches out here for areas of the southern plains, lower Mississippi Valley. And if we recall, on Friday and Saturday, there were some significant tornadoes, over 83 reported, with 4 fatalities in Oklahoma, and we had significant damage in suburbs of Omaha and to parts of Iowa, and then especially last evening and last night in Oklahoma. So things still going on there, though today's activity not quite as intense as what it was the past 2 days. Here in Alaska, we've enjoyed some generally quiet weather across the state this weekend for a change, and it should continue for a couple of more days. We have entered the river breakup season, at least the early phase of it, and we are starting to see some areas of the rivers that have melted off and developed at least some open water, but that'll be progressing as we head through the first week and 2 of May. Another thing to keep in mind, springtime avalanche threat. The threat continues around Girdwood. Alyeska did report some slides there overnight to last night, and then around Hatcher and Turnagain passes are could be trouble spots if you're doing any backcountry type, springtime skiing. Be extra cautious. And then it's looking like temperatures are going to cool down here by next weekend. And we're going to see a little more active pattern, a few systems coming out of the North Pacific across the lower Bering and up into the western Gulf that could bring some rain and even snow in a little higher elevations away from the coast. So we'll keep an eye on things here. That's all the way from southwest Alaska through south central and up into the Panhandle. So get ready for kind of a setback from the sunny and warmer spring weather we've enjoyed here the past week. So Dead Horse, partly cloudy. There's some patchy low clouds. Temperature, though, struggling to get up around 10 degrees this afternoon. Aniak, up toward the middle Kuskokwim River, is mostly sunny and 52. Areas of the southwest enjoying sunshine and milder temperatures in the 40s and even some areas in the 50s. Northway over toward the Alcan border, got a few of those puffy scattered cumulus clouds developing with the daytime heating. As at 2 o'clock, it was 55 there. And the rivers, the Tanana, Upper Tanana River is showing signs of opening up as well. And Haines yesterday had the state's high temperature at 66 degrees on Saturday, but this afternoon cooler with cloud cover, scattered light rain showers, 48 degrees. Other parts of the Panhandle have seen mixed light showers that include a little snow and a little bit of sleet, or what we call ice pellets. There's been a little trough fling back up through the Panhandle, and that's what's created that instability for showers today. But otherwise, there are no watches, warnings, or advisories in effect for the state as of mid-afternoon. And it looks like relatively quiet weather will continue as we go into the early week. Here's an image that was taken of the Tanana River by Katie Turk. She's one of the cooperative observers at Tok, and she drove east of town to the bridge, and so you can still see some ice there on the Tanana River, though areas of the Tanana, especially the middle Tanana further downstream from Tok, have opened up. And here's a map showing where we are with some of the rivers and breakup. If you see these white areas, that generally means ice is still in place. Where we have the darker blues, there is open river water here at the headwaters of the Yukon, but that's well above Dawson City. And the upper Yukon looks like it'll start to be going around or a little earlier than normal. But this area of the state has enjoyed quite a bit of sunshine and milder temperatures over the past couple of weeks relative to other locations. We've also seen, like I mentioned, the Tanana River is one that has had most, at least partially open in spots. Also seen some melting and opening occurring on the Gulkana and Copper rivers, and we've also seen some openings on the Susitna River above Skowenta, and then also over toward the Kobuk River around Ambler. There's been some openings, but it's going to take a little while. One thing again, we're not into full-fledged breakup, but it's always good to be proactive and stay safe. Move and safeguard any property right now while you can and get it to higher ground before the water gets high and the ice breaks up. Have extra food, batteries, and medical supplies ready. Know your community safety plan and emergency shelter locations if they have one, or have have an option with a neighbor who's maybe on higher ground, and then stay out of those flood waters, those high waters and ice flows once they develop. But looking at the satellite imagery, we have this one low here kind of west of Haida Gwaii. It's kind of sitting and spinning around. That's what helped fling those showers up across the panhandle today. There's another little low here south of Unalaska down in the North Pacific, and there's a couple of lows way out toward Japan and the Kamchatka Peninsula and North Pacific. We have high pressure up in the Arctic Ocean. There's going to be a little backdoor cold front slip southward here down into the North Slope by the time we get into Tuesday. So looking at the weather map today, just a couple of weak low pressures. This is more of a thermal trough, but it's able to keep some scattered showers, rain and snow and sleet showers going across northwest Canada, even a few popping up. This little trough responsible for the scattered showers across the panhandle with the low. It's me heading southeastward away from the Gulf. There's another low south of the eastern Aleutians, and then way out, there's another low way out. This system way to the west will be the dominant one as we get toward midweek. But otherwise, pretty quiet pattern in the mainland. Can't rule out scattered light snow shower areas, the 40-mile Gold Country or around eastern Alaska range down into the Wrangell-St. Elias Mountains, or especially on the south slopes of the central and western part of the Brooks Range. But otherwise, we're still anticipating fairly quiet weather into Monday across the mainland, and improving so across the panhandle as that low slides further southeastward to off of the Vancouver coast. Here's that low that was south of the central and eastern Aleutians, rather low weak, and it will stay south of the Gulf. This is the next weather system that's going to be the stronger system that's going to be coming eastward, and that's going to provide more active weather developing here across southwest into south central Alaska by next week, and especially by the time we get into Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We're going to just see these systems come up in through this region. So from southwest coast, the Alaska Peninsula, western Gulf, around the Kenai Peninsula, on up into the Panhandle, the weather will get a little more active again here in that Friday through Saturday, Sunday time frame, along with a little cooler temperatures, because we're going to be dealing with rain along the coast. There could be snow or rain and snow mixed across some of the inland areas, especially higher elevation. So by Tuesday afternoon, we have this kind of thermal trough lying here across northwest Canada and the Alaska range. This could trigger a few scattered rain and mixed snow showers as we go into Tuesday afternoon. Here comes that little bit of a cold front that's slipping southward out of the Arctic and Beaufort Seas, and then eventually we will develop stronger winds, northeasterly winds along the Arctic coast, northwest coast here by the time we get into Thursday night and Friday. And that's a ways ahead, but that will happen along with some colder temperatures again. But here is a low pressure elongated front occluded that will be pushing through the Aleutians, and eventually this will open the door for a little more active weather to come across southern Alaska here Friday into the weekend. So before then, a little drier weather expected for Monday during the day. Temperatures above freezing in the Panhandle, mid-30s to near 40. Temperatures should generally stay just above freezing across south central areas, especially along the coast, dipping below freezing there, Copper River Basin. High temperatures Monday afternoon with any sun should get back up into the 50s, and much of the Panhandle, same thing here across south central areas. And lows again, it's that freeze-thaw cycle. Reading some areas where you still have snowpack and you're normally a cold drainage spot, you'll get down near or below freezing. Again, possibly could be a little near freezing or just below that at Juneau on Tuesday morning. And then afternoon temperatures should get back up in the 50s, a few 60-degree readings likely as well on Tuesday in the Panhandle. Back here out across south central areas, again, 50s, pretty common. In the far north, though, coldest temperatures, we could see some readings down near or just a tad below zero. Attuxet was 1 below this morning, and so again, could be down near that reading come Monday morning. Below freezing, though, across the Yukon Valley for the most part, and Tanana valleys, and then temperatures in the afternoon your normally warm spots like McGrath, Fairbanks, on up toward Northway and Eagle will reach or exceed 50, but it stays in the teens here for highs at best along the North Slope and Arctic coast. Single digits just above zero again across the far north. There is going to be some colder air pulled in back along this area later in the week, so don't look for any warm-ups across the far north. Areas of around Fairbanks up through say Delta Junction, you could have lows just above freezing, but otherwise same pattern where you see readings above 50, 50s likely, Fairbanks, McGrath, on over toward the Alcan border, but still cooler around areas of Kotzebue Sound, readings generally not getting above freezing there, but then getting above freezing around Norton Sound. Out across the interior southwest, lows tonight will dip back down to near or a bit below freezing. Daytime highs probably be a little warm in this if say places like Anvik and Antioch were up above 50, you'll likely be around that mark come Monday afternoon. Lower 40s out through the eastern Aleutians. Low temperatures Tuesday morning again back down around or a bit below freezing. Coolest readings down along the coastal areas of the Yukon Delta, and then temperatures Tuesday afternoon we expect readings to be back up around or even a bit above 50 again as you go up the Kuskokwim River, head up further up, maybe get near 50 there as you creep up the Yukon. But the extended temperature forecast is not indicating any really warm temperatures, which is kind of good, because if we were to get a sudden and persistent warm up now, say for the next couple of weeks, it could really make for more of a dynamic river breakup. So at least that's going to kind of slow things down along the west side of the state here to start out with cooler than normal temperatures. Kotzebue, Nome, Bethel. Perhaps this is part of this signature is from the low that's going to be coming up and bringing rain and some snow to the coastal mountains here of the western Gulf as we go into the weekend mainly. So this is going to be more unsettled. Maybe a little above normal temperatures there in the northern panhandle, but some more showers and rain moving into there over the weekend, especially by Saturday. And then in the wake of all that, May 6th through May 12th, temperatures are going to average below normal, centered on areas around Cook Inlet and then Norton Sound and along the lower Yukon Delta. So no real signs of any big warm-ups here over the western or southern parts of the sky before mid-month. That's just going to stay cooler than normal, and then precipitation may average above normal in southwestern, southeastern panhandle areas May 4th through the 8th, and lingering in through areas of the southeast mainland and northern panhandle here as we go from May 6th through May 12th.